Well, Amber, it feels like we're dealing with the calm before the storm again as more severe weather is coming our way.
Yeah, it has been a busy week in the Weather Center, and that's not going to be ending as we're getting into the beginning of this upcoming week either. We've got more activity on the way in the form of snow tonight, the chance for a light glaze late tomorrow morning, and then looking ahead into some storms tomorrow evening. Let's talk about today, though, as temperatures have risen into the mid to upper 30s across West Michigan. We have 37 for Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, Muskegon as well. South Haven, you got all the way up to 41 degrees. But tomorrow we are going to be significantly warmer, getting into the lower 60s. 13 weather ball is red. Warmer weather is ahead. It is also blinking bright. We've got pretty much everything in sight. Rain, snow, and even the possibility for a bit of a freezing drizzle. This view sponsored by LaFontaine Ford of Grand Rapids. Now, right now, satellite and radar looks to be a little bit more than what we're actually seeing. I will say a lot of the white and very light blues, that's not making it to the ground at this point, but Southwest Michigan, where some of these darker blues are showing up, I do think that they're likely to see at least a little bit of sleet out the door, as temperatures for many of us are still at least a couple of degrees above freezing. With that being said, into this evening, if you've got any dinner plans, temperatures aren't so bad out. We're still above freezing for the most part, sitting largely in the lower to mid 30s, even some areas still in the upper 30s. Looking at the chance for a few flurries through Southwest Michigan, but for the most part, fairly quiet through about 10, 11-ish. And then once we get into the overnight hours, we've got some more snow chances on the way, some greater snow chances too. Here's a look at how much we're expecting to see north of I-96, especially as you're getting closer to US 10. 1 to 3 inches does look to be a possibility. It would be a pretty slushy snowfall, though, with temperatures that really aren't going to be cold overnight, at least not that cold. We will continue to see that melting pretty quickly, too, as temperatures are warming throughout much of tomorrow. So here's what we're seeing overnight, that possibility for a wet, slushy snow north of I-96. That will continue with us into early tomorrow morning. Here's that chance for some freezing drizzle. Light glaze does look to be a possibility tomorrow, but notice how our temperatures warm up very quickly. We're already close to and slightly above freezing by about 9, 10 a.m. and we'll continue to see temperatures getting into the 40s for many of us across West Michigan by lunchtime. This is our call before the storm. Once again, we're going to see a couple of those. A little bit of a brief break before some thunder showers make their way in Sunday afternoon, but the real activity is Sunday night. 8 p.m. we're seeing this line moving in where we could end up seeing a couple of thunderstorms that are on the stronger side, with the main concern being strong winds during this time frame. That will move out. We do see a little bit of a break after that before snow fills in into our Monday. Here's what we're seeing, though. 2 out of 5 risk from the Storm Prediction Center. That is going to be from 7 p.m. Sunday evening until 1 a.m. early Saturday morning. We could see strong winds out of that line that exceed 60 miles an hour at times. And along that line, we could also end up seeing an embedded brief, weak, but possibly a tornado. That does look to be a chance here that we do want to mention for you. Now, beyond that, you're going to want to make sure you're preparing for power outages. That does look to be a possibility as that line moves through, and also securing any outdoor objects if you didn't already lose them from yesterday. So we are going to be windy as we're getting into these next couple of days. Already Sunday morning, looking at gusts exceeding 35 miles an hour, closer to 40 to 45 miles an hour into Sunday evening. Stronger even as we head into Monday. We're looking at a wind advisory during this time frame too for many of our West Michigan counties, mainly south of I-96, gusts that could be exceeding 50 miles an hour as we're getting into Monday afternoon. That's all as this system makes its way on through, and with those gusty winds, that's going to lead to some reduced visibility throughout our Monday as snow is filtering into the region. Notice how much snow is happening a little bit further off to our north, though. The UP is going to be seeing some pretty impressive totals out of this. We're expecting some accumulation by the time we get into Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon as well. We could end up seeing a couple of inches, but hey, look at the UP where we're looking at the possibility of totals that are up to 1 to 3 feet. Thankfully, we're not going to be anywhere near that here at home, but northwesterly snowbelts wouldn't be surprised if you fall within the 3 to 5 inch range. As far as tonight goes, temps out near the lakeshore close to the freezing mark is what we're expecting to see. Northern zone not too far off from that. Temperatures largely in the upper 20s overnight, and then into tomorrow morning, our southern zone likely to see temperatures that are going to be close to the freezing mark as well. Here's a check of your 13 on your side, 7-day forecast. 13 weather impact alert lasting into tomorrow. It does look like St. Patrick's Day could be one of the coldest ones that we've even seen on record before temps return to the 50s into the end of next week, Lauren.
All right. Thanks, Amber.